When you're the author, and even you didn't see that plot twist coming. Me. My readers. My characters. The tone I wanted to write the story in versus the tone it took during outlining. When you write something really dark and start to worry about yourself. Story idea versus first draft. Me writing hospital scenes with absolutely zero medical knowledge. Me showing other writers how to be successful when I don't know how I did it. Authors when writing their books. Some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make. Me. We should write today. My brain, excuses. Guys, I have bad news. As it turns out, in order to publish my story online, I need to write it first. Sometimes I'll write a sentence and I don't even know where it's going. I just hope I find it along the way. When people complain that you're taking too much time to write. All magic comes at a price, dearie. Authors after a character runs out of meaning. Okay, get in. Me learning to accept my writing. Some garbage is okay. Sci-fi writers when they explain their technology. It seems to run on some sort of bullshit energy. Write down ideas whenever they come to you. Just had such a good idea. Gotta write this down. The next morning. When the glove. Me in high school. I'm going to become a writer. My guidance counselor. So you've decided to become isolated and weird. Me. I want to work on one story at a time. Also me. Start writing another one. Writers after killing your favorite character just to advance the plot. Yes, very sad. Anyway. Writers in the shower struggling to remember the brilliant plot twist they thought of in the middle of the night. When someone says, "Why can't you just get your book published?" My goodness, what an idea. Why didn't I think of that? My toxic perfectionism whenever I attempt to congratulate myself for doing something productive. Surely you can do better. Writers when they're determined to do anything, except finish the book. Writer's block. When your imaginary friends refuse to talk to you. How I feel when I write a plot twist. She's a writer. Oh, I thought she was just weird. Protagonist. Need character development. Author. Your parents are dead. How it feels to write 3 words after a month of writer's block. The world right now. Me, writing my silly little romance novels to stay sane. My last 2 brain cells trying to decide if I should continue to work on my current book or start a new one. Both is good. Daydreaming about an awesome action-packed scene in my novel. The reality of my writing. Writing. A profession for introverts who want to tell you a story, but don't want to make eye contact while telling it. Now we'll find out who's been keeping me from writing. Authors be like. Whoops. Being a good writer. 3% talent, 97% not being distracted by memes. You know you're a writer when you have more half-finished novels than friends. Trying to work out if the plot ties together. I've worked on my fic. You opened the document. I've worked on it. Writing at a reasonable time. Writing in the middle of the night. Not sure if I'm screwed up because I'm a writer, or if I'm a writer because I'm screwed up. 5 starts. I am the author and I think I did a pretty good job. 4 people found this helpful. I am not a grammar Nazi. I am a grammar patriot. Daydreaming/brainstorming about original characters. Getting those thoughts down on paper. If you do not consistently write, you cannot call yourself a writer. You are 100% wrong. I mean, nothing you've said has been right. Dear incredible story. I will find you. And I will write you. I'm a writer. If I'm staring at you, I'm not being rude. I'm trying to decide if you need to go in a book. If you're a snot, I may be trying to decide how to kill you. A former villain or anti-hero sacrificing their life to save the day as a form of redemption. No. A former villain or anti-hero living with the consequences of their actions and actually learning to be a better person. Yeah. Me feeling guilty after I haven't written in an entire week. Me. I'm just gonna devote today to writing. Really knuckle down and get a lot of writing done. Just write up a funky little storm of writing. Me. And then I didn't. Writer's block. When staring at the screen like idiots is the best we can do. Me describing my 3 a.m. plot bunnies. I have an idea. A good one. Let's no get ahead of ourselves. Having a sudden stroke of inspiration. Alright, I've gotta write all that down, 'cause I'm not gonna remember any of it. Not sure if the voices inside my head mean I'm insane, or that I'm a writer. One day I shall rise above procrastination and write my book's 2nd page. But it is not this day. Me, when someone interrupts my writing. You threw off my groove. Me. Stressed because I'm not writing. Not writing because I'm stressed. Not sure if I have writer's block or just had a minor stroke. Do you want a really weird writing tip? Drink lots of water while writing so you feel the urge to urinate. You will make better decisions when writing if you're in a hurry to urinate. Try not to piss yourself. My main character. This is the worst day of my life. Me. The worst day of your life, so far. This week's episode of I Swear I'm a Writer. Cost to hire a hitman. Where to stab someone in the leg. Common occult rituals. Ingredients for a Molotov cocktail. Police procedures in Canada. Signs someone might be a werewolf. Top radio hits of 2007. Things that make writers nervous. 1. Writing. 2. Not writing. 3. Someone asking about the writing. Didn't work on my fic, but I thought about it. So that must count for something, right? How I speak. Yeah, so. Nervous chuckles. How I write. Shall we discuss the secrets of the universe under a sky full of stars? Writers when they're writing. Writers and their author photo. You didn't use an outline? No. I used bullet points. Bullet points, I just made notes. You guys plan your fic? Enemies 2, I'm only saving your life because it benefits me. 2, we actually work pretty well together but don't read much into it. 2, I'll kill anyone who lays a finger on you. 2, I would literally die for you. 2, lovers. I'm writing a book about all the things I should be doing in my life. It's called an autobiography. Terrible news. Apparently, just vibing with your story ideas does not make the stories appear fully written in a Word document. A cool thing about writing is that the better you get at it, the more you're aware of what you want out of it, which means it gets harder, which means you actually feel like you're getting worse. And by cool thing, I mean what the bleep, man. The mentor character. The major villain trying to kill her so the teenage protagonists can be forced to step up significantly. Me. Alright. Chapter 1. Me, writing a chapter at 2 a.m. This is going to be a bestseller. Harry Potter better watch out. Me, reading it the next day. If you understand what happens in this chapter, please tell me, because I have no clue. My character in the first draft. My character after 20 rewrites. I finally finished writing my book on penguins. In hindsight, it probably would have been a lot easier on paper. When you're trying your best to stick to the plot, but your characters aren't cooperating. Writing versus thinking up complicated stories with too many subplots, 100 characters and a theme song. Writers. Laying in bed. Constructs perfect plot. Standing in shower. Constructs perfect characters. While driving. Constructs perfect setting. Staring at blank page. What are words? Actually write or draw 25. Me. Me, as a reader. Stop hurting the characters. How dare you? Me, as an author. Look at this poor glow stick. Character. I'm not a glow stick. Author, me. Snaps the character, multiple times. Look at him shine. Finishing a first draft like. Started making it, had a breakdown. Bon appetit. Me, giving writers advice. My writing. When people start each paragraph with the same word. Finishing the current chapter of the novel I'm working on. Writing scenes that take place during the sequel. Mental disorders. Exist. Writers. It's free character development. The two dangers of writing. Someone will read it. No one will read it. Someone else. So, you're a writer. Can you write something for me? Me. Best I can do is procrastinate. Me realizing I need to put down my video games and write. The sentence in my mind. Literally the same sentence when I try to write it down. How I feel when I finally write, the end. All the random subplots without cohesion. This is fine. Am I researching or just procrastinating writing? What gives people feelings of power? Money. Status. Finishing writing a chapter of your novel. Me about to add something useless and impractical to my world building or power system because I think it's cool and I'm the author and it's all made up. When only 10 people read your book you spent years on writing. When you're trying to write 200 years of history and realize that your magic system would create a completely new human rights issue that you need to figure out. Me, after writing my beloved fictional characters into a total emotional hellscape, knowing damn well I could have avoided it. I've come up with a new novel idea. Time to get to work. Great. You'll actually write it instead of fantasizing about it, making Spotify playlists, and Pinterest boards, right? The main villain throughout the entire trilogy. The main villain after being redeemed and now having to help fight against the new big bad that is 10 times more powerful in the sequel series. Your next task is to write a character with living parents and without a horrible backstory. When you tell people you want to be a famous writer. Veteran writer. Haha. Oh, you're not joking. I killed a man. And you? I wrote a novel in second person. Finding your first typo in your published book. Me. Needs 20 more words for a paper. I am. My creativity the moment I sit down to write. New project. Unfinished projects. Writer. What my friend thinks I do. What my mom thinks I do. What society thinks I do. What my editors expect me to do. What I think I do. What I really do. This is how writers should respond to bad reviews. You are without a doubt the worst writer I've ever heard of. But you have heard of me. Live footage of me picking between past and present tenses as I write. When you find a typo in a published book, brace yourself and kill the character. List of books that I've actually finished writing. The concept in my mind versus my first draft. When someone finds your first draft. When you bleeped up the present tense and now have to redo hours of work. This little maneuver is gonna cost us 51 years. How I felt writing the first draft versus how I feel editing the first draft. When people try to read your unfinished writing.